Well, first in the field of human rights, international human rights are international standards. So there are no exceptions and there are no special situations. However, this film festival is taking place simultaneous with a session of the Human Rights Council across town. And at the Human Rights Council, through the different Human Rights Council processes, you do hear the government of the People's Republic of China raise the issue of national conditions of China. And they usually raise it in response to criticisms of its human rights record or of its implementation speed or of its implementation efforts. And in that context, the People's Republic of China's government will say, we are a developing country, we are a big country, we are a complex, the problems are quite complex, and so for us to implement human rights, we need to take into account the national conditions. That position is also echoed by China speaking in many respects and being a kind of a leading voice for the countries of the South or for developing countries, and they tend to reiterate that to say, you also saw it most recently at the climate change conference where China said, the developing countries are poor, we need resources. So you hear that. Now, in fact, China's point about different countries have different conditions is absolutely right. There are different conditions, there are different histories, there are different languages, different culture, different economic challenges. There are these differences. However, those differences are not a reason for not complying with international human rights. They are simply the challenges to the implementation of international human rights, and but you still have to comply. So for example, you can't say China is different conditions, so therefore torture is okay in China. Child labor is okay in China. Environmental pollution is okay in China because we're developing. And you have to still comply with the international human rights norms.